Hi everybody, Cindy here with Pathways Homestead. Rachel tagged me and asked for a plant ID. I believe what Rachel was showing at Robertson's Belly Acres was curly dock or yellow dock. Curly dock is usually a nuisance flower, invasive in your garden, partially because it's just so hard to get out. I call it a flower. It's not really a flower, it's an herb. But anyway, I knew you could use the seeds for flour, and I had heard that you could use them for tea, the seeds and the root for tea or coffee replacement. That's what I knew about curly dock to begin with. In my research of curly dock, I found that yes, you can make flour out of the seeds. I also found that it came here from Europe and was brought by sailors. The sailors brought the plants for scurvy and iron, scurvy prevention, so vitamin C and iron. It also has several B vitamins in it, but it also contains oxalic acid. I'm going to say it wrong. Oxalic acid. I'm going to say it wrong every time. But anyway, in the leaves, it's very, very high in oxalic acid, so you need to be very careful eating the leaves. You can eat the leaves. There's some teeny tiny, like little bitty, small, undeveloped leaves, and they're kind of slimy, and you get them in the like little bitty small. You can put those in salads, but you need to be careful how much of those you eat because it can cause diarrhea. But also, I found that you can take the leaves and make a poultice for stinging. If you got into stinging nettle, you can make a poultice to help with eczema, psoriasis. A bunch of different skin conditions were listed for making a poultice out of the leaves. The tea and tinctures from the root, I found information that suggested that it would help with bronchitis and lung and sinus ailments, that it could bring inflammation down in your sinuses and help you if you had sinusitis or something like that. Also, I found that they use parts of the plant to make medications to treat syphilis. I also found that you can eat these green leaves here, but that you need to treat them like polk salad or poke leaves, and you need to boil them in 2 changes of water. So you would put them in water, bring them to a boil, drain that water out, put more water in, boil them again, drain that water out, and then you could eat them at that point, is what they said. But you need to be very, very careful with them and not eat too much of them, because you can use them for constipation, a liver cleanse. Supposed to be a really, really good medicinal, healthy plant. There's so much more, but those are the ones that I can remember from my research that I did on them. But anyway, I was out of town when Rachel tagged me, so I had to wait till I got back here to Missouri because I knew that I had these plants in the same stage as what she showed. So this is a first-year plant. It will not seed this year. It will seed next year. They seed after their second year. Once they have formed a plant, they are perennial, unless you can get that taproot, which is really, really long. Unless you can get every bit of that taproot out, then you're going to have curly dock forever because they are a perennial. But this is a first-year plant. It'll seed second year and thereafter, and the seed will look like this at this point in the year. The plant that produced this, the leaves have all died back. Once it went to seed and produced its seed, then this all died back. But this, as I said, is a new plant. So, Rachel, I hope that answered your questions. Research, guys. There's so much research. Happened to see, she had thought it was snake root or snake plantain. This is snake leaf plantain. And it also is good for stings and stuff like that. It just happens to be growing in my raised bed with my tomatoes is the curly dock and some snake leaf plantain. These are my Egyptian walking onions that I brought from Kansas, and they're doing really, really well. But yep, so there we go, guys. I hope that answered your question, Rachel. And there's so much more. And if anybody else has any more information on that, please do a video and share and tag Rachel and I. Blessings.